Buonasera, buonasera a tutti, eccoci qui tornati di nuovo insieme come sempre ogni sera. Ogni sera in questa estate avremo un ospite straniero e quindi questa sera abbiamo un nostro amico, eccolo qua, è già arrivato. Il nostro amico si chiama Michael Andrew ed è... Hi Michael,
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well and you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Oh, great. So we have, I was just saying that, while we wait for people to join us, I'm in London, you are in Los Angeles, right?
Orange County, but yeah, close.
In California, yes.
Yeah, California.
Allora, io sono a Londra, come tutti sapete oramai, il nostro amico è in California e a California sono le 11 del mattino, a Londra sono le 19 e in Italia sono le 20. Noi siamo tutti collegati insieme per parlare con Michael Andrew, che è un medium. Can I say that you're a medium, right?
I think you can say that, yes.
Okay. Io ho conosciuto Michael l'anno scorso all'Arthur Findlay College e abbiamo avuto subito una connessione. I have met Michael last year and I felt like a connection, and that's why you're here for the second time. So, Michael, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I began my development with mediumship about 14 years ago, and so I really took it a lot more seriously, I would say, about 5 years ago as well. So really beginning to teach and beginning to really make this the main part of my life.
Hold on, please.
Yep, sure.
Lui ha detto che ha cominciato a sviluppare la sua medianità da 14 anni, ma solo da 5 anni a questa parte ha deciso che poi voleva cominciare ad insegnarlo e ad espandere il suo cerchio di persone che andavano a fare i suoi corsi. Yes?
And so then with the astrology, that's something that I've done since I was a kid, because my mom did astrology as well. So I've done that for, I guess, 18 years now, like studying it, and then yeah, so that's what I've been doing.
Michael è anche un astrologo molto bravo e dice che lui studiava astrologia con la mamma perché la madre era un'astrologa e quindi lui quando era piccino già cominciava a muovere i primi passi nell'astrologia proprio con la mamma che era una famosa astrologa americana. Yes.
Yep. And so I kind of take all these skills that I've kind of developed over the years and turned it into my work and what I do. So I pretty much just do mediumship, teaching classes, doing demonstrations, and workshops and everything.
E così lui ha messo insieme l'astrologia e la medianità e oggi questo è quello che fa, si dedica agli altri insegnando la medianità, facendo delle dimostrazioni pubbliche di medianità, facendo anche ovviamente delle sedute private. Because you also do private things, right?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. So I do probably 10 sittings a week or something like that. So
Dice che fa 10 sedute di medianità private alla settimana, and also you work as an astrologer, so you also give, like charts and everything, right? I mean, you do charts.
Definitely, yes. So I'll do natal charts, relationship charts, orrery charts, which orrery is a pretty fascinating thing. It's orrery, H-O-R-A-R-Y, orrery.
Orrery. And what's...
Yeah, orrery, yeah. So basically, orrery astrology is the traditional way of doing astrology. And so what you do is you cast the chart based on the moment someone asks a question, and you get the answer from that chart, and I find it to be the most accurate form.
Yes. Ha detto che lui fa questa astrologia che io non l'avevo mai sentita, che si chiama orrery, evidentemente viene dall'orario. It comes from hours, right? From the hours.
Exactly.
Allora fa questo oroscopo, questo tema natale che si chiama orrery e dice che parte dal momento in cui voi fate la domanda e viene sviluppato quello che volete sapere appunto durante questo tempo, e dice che lui trova che questo è quello più preciso in assoluto. Interesting. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, very very interesting. And it's the cool thing about it is, we don't normally know, or back in the day, they didn't know what time they were born, so you couldn't do a birth chart. So the astrologer would cast on the moment that the question's being asked, and then that astrologer would be able to give them details like maybe a mole or a scar on their body to show them that this is valid, and then be able to answer the question.
Ha detto che lui va nel momento perché nell'antichità non tutti potevano capire e sapere a che ora erano nati, per cui con questa tecnica l'astrologo intuitivo riusciva a capire qualcosa della persona, indicandogli se avevano una cicatrice o avevano un molare cariato, e così appunto capivano che la persona stava dicendo la verità. Ecco. But Michael, tell us a little bit about your work at the Art of Findlay College. You go there only to study or to also give some demonstrations? Or are you also a tutor, or you're going to become one soon?
So I only have gone there just to study. So I work mostly with Eileen Davies, who is one of my mentors, and then also my other mentor is Gordon Smith, if you've heard of him. And he is, so I was actually just with them in Scotland just last week, so that was really fun. And so at Arthur Findlay College, I've basically just been a student. I don't know if I'm going to go the route of a tutor because I have, a lot of work that I'm doing here, and it's kind of a long process, but yeah, basically just to study and keep developing, because I don't think there's ever a time your development stops, and you should just keep trying.
Ha detto che lui va spesso all'Art of Findlay College, dove si è formato, ma anche studia con Eileen Davis, che è una medium inglese che va in trance ed è molto molto brava, e poi studia con Gordon Smith, che sapete tutti è un medium molto famoso, e lui la settimana scorsa era in Scozia dove ha fatto un corso con Gordon Smith. Ha detto che lui non vuole, al momento è così tanto impegnato in California con il suo lavoro, che non ha intenzione di venire a vivere e a insegnare all'Art of Findlay College, ma questo lui è ancora molto giovane. But you're very young anyway, so it's not like you are like an old man like myself.
Sometimes I feel like it, but yeah.
I understand the feeling. Maria Grazia, non capisco la tua domanda. Ma io non penso che possiamo fare domande personali. When I kind of said that we were going to do an interview today, I did ask the audience whether they would want to ask you any questions, but of course, because I'm seeing people kind of put their birthdays and things like that, but I mean, I'm sure that we do not want to do any kind of personal readings, but I would like to ask you, as we are expecting or waiting for other questions, aspetto le vostre domande da fare a Michael, ma che non devono essere domande personali, per cui lui non farà domande, non risponderà a risposte su domande che hanno a che fare con l'astrologia, quindi è inutile che mettete le vostre date di nascita. Parliamo della medianità in genere o anche dell'astrologia se volete, ma senza domande personali. Grazie. Allora, therefore, I wanted to ask you, do you feel like there is a difference between how you teach, not you in particular, but in general, how is mediumship taught in different countries?
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. So I would say definitely with regards to the teaching in the UK, I feel is much more evidence-based. So it's more about getting detailed evidence, and I feel that it's a bit more schooled over there.
Yep. Ho chiesto a Michael se lui poteva percepire una differenza tra gli insegnamenti inglesi e quelli americani. Allora lui ci sta parlando di quelli inglesi in questo momento e dice che il college in genere, non solamente l'Art of Findlay College, sono mirati ad essere proprio una scuola. Tell me a little bit more about the English way, please, because I lost...
Yeah, so it's much more schooled, it's more evidence-based, and they're looking for proving survival.
Yes. Allora, dice che i college inglesi cercano di trovare più le evidenze, di sapere per esempio come si chiamava una persona, piuttosto che se aveva una cicatrice, piuttosto che aveva l'indirizzo in questo posto, piuttosto che in altro. Quindi diciamo che la scuola medianica inglese è una scuola, è proprio diciamo a mo' di scuola, a mo' di college. Yes.
And I feel that in the California or the United States in general, it tends to be a bit more not as rigorous, I would say.
Yeah.
And they're okay with, oh, I have this person here, and then not really giving a whole lot of details of evidence and then going straight into a message. So it's a little bit more less evidential, I would say.
Dice che invece la scuola americana non è così rigorosa come quella inglese e loro tendono a dare meno dettagli della persona fisicamente, ma tendono a dare un messaggio dall'aldilà. E quindi è un po' diversa, ma comunque... Maria Grazia is asking if there is a connection between astrology and mediumship.
I can say that with certain astrological aspects or positions in a chart, you often see mediumship being in that person. For example, I have found that people with the moon in Taurus often have a very innate mediumistic awareness. Gordon Higginson had that. Eileen Davies has that. I have that. Several of my students who are more of like the natural mediums have that as well. So the moon in Taurus, I find that to be. But also there's fixed stars and things like that.
Hold on, let me translate, please. Allora lui dice che le persone che per esempio hanno la luna in toro sono le persone che hanno delle abilità medianiche. Per esempio lui c'ha questo, Eileen Davis, questo, un altro medium che ha nominato anche dice che molti dei suoi studenti hanno questa luna in toro e dice che questa potrebbe essere l'unica connessione che c'è tra l'astrologia e la medianità perché yes, and do you think that this is the only connection between astrology?
Yeah, I don't think that they use the same kinds of the parts of your brain. Basically, I think that the astrology uses much more of your analytical thinking, and my mediumship uses something else. Non-thinking is probably the best way to put it.
Sì. Ho visto che c'era Miki Bizzarri prima collegato e ci ha detto, e non so se c'è anche Davide, ha detto che nell'astrologia si usa più la parte analitica del cervello, che come sappiamo è la parte sinistra, e invece nella medianità si usa molto più la destra, come sapete la parte intuitiva, creativa del cervello, non della testa, creativa, intuitiva, e quindi lui pensa che, diciamo che questa potrebbe essere anche un'altra differenza. Sabrina is asking you, how did you feel that you had this gift of mediumship?
Yeah, so I was actually told that I had the gift of mediumship by a medium in a demonstration. So it was, funnily enough, an English medium. And I stumbled into a demonstration, and at one point he came to me and said, "Are you aware you're very psychic? You're a medium, you need to start developing, and one day you'll be doing what I'm doing."
Oh, wow. Ha detto che lui ha scoperto di avere queste doti medianiche tutti voi durante una dimostrazione pubblica di medianità proprio in Inghilterra. Un medium mi si è avvicinato e ha detto: tu hai delle facoltà psichiche e medianiche e un giorno farai quello che faccio io. E quindi lui così ha scoperto questa cosa e così ha cominciato a studiare e quindi a svilupparsi come medium. Io ho visto, can I say something? Because I saw you at the Art of Finley College last year when you raised your hand and kind of went on the platform and gave a demonstration. Sì, comunque io ho visto, quindi stavo dicendo che ho visto Michael l'anno scorso, ci siamo conosciuti, ripeto, all'Art of Finley College, l'avevo visto, a un certo punto hanno chiesto a un gruppo di studenti chi volesse fare una dimostrazione pubblica, lui ha subito alzato la mano. Ed è andato sulla platform, come si dice, sulla pedana e ha fatto questa dimostrazione pazzescamente corretta, dettagliata. Credo che abbia detto anche dei nomi. I was telling the audience that you went on the platform and you were very detailed about so I do feel that possibly you are much more connected, and of course stop me if I'm wrong, connected with the English side of mediumship rather than the American, or it's like a combination of both?
I would say more so connected with the English style. That's where most of my training kind of took place. Yeah. So definitely more so with that side of things.
Ha detto che ha confermato quello che ho detto, dice che assolutamente poiché lui studia, ha studiato molto in Inghilterra e quindi si sente molto più coinvolto con la parte medianica. There is a couple of people that I feel like you might want to give them a little information. I'm not sure why I'm feeling that, but let's go forward with our interview. And what kind of people come and see you? I mean, like in Italy, for instance, most mediums are consulted by, and of course, I work with that, with those kind of people as well. And here in the audience tonight, there are some of them. In Italy, so the mediums are really working with usually with the parents who have lost their children through accidents or through drugs or through suicide. So, I mean, what kind of people actually come and see a medium in California?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, go for it.
Ho
Sure.
chiesto a Michael quali tipi di persone vanno a consultare un medium in California. Sappiamo che in Italia i medium sono consultati soprattutto dai genitori che hanno perso i figli, e ho detto che qui ci sono delle persone che sono appunto queste, come Maria Grazia, Giovanna e altre, che adesso non riesco a leggere perché ho tolto gli occhiali, per cui lui stava rispondendo. C'era anche Anna Maria, per esempio. Yes, please go ahead.
So I would say all walks of life really come, mostly because right now in the United States, mediumship is very in fashion, and it's on TV, and it's very much an entertainment thing. So you get all kinds of people who are grieving, people who have lost kids, people who've lost just regular family members, people wanting to just discover and see, is there life after death.
Ok, dice che in realtà in California, in America piuttosto, la medianità è diventata molto di moda, per cui lo vedete anche alla televisione, ci sono medium che vanno alla televisione e fanno delle dimostrazioni, piuttosto che si parla di queste cose alla radio, sui giornali, per cui dice che tutti i tipi di persone vanno a vedere i medium, non solo le persone che sono a lutto, ma ovviamente persone che hanno bisogno di sapere di più sulla vita oltre la vita, le persone che credono, che magari hanno bisogno di sapere che c'è l'aldilà, che c'è l'oltre. How many people that you see come and see you because they want some kind of predictions?
Yeah, so that's actually what I was going to say next. I find too, though, that I would say more people come to me for intuitive, psychic readings than I would say mediumship, because you don't need to see a medium more than, once or twice, but intuitively people want, what's going to be coming up and what's going on for them.
Allora dice che io ho fatto la domanda, ho chiesto se ci sono delle persone che invece vogliono andare a consultare un medium per avere delle previsioni, no, del futuro, e gli ho detto che sì, vede delle persone, ma ovviamente non hai bisogno di vedere un medium per fare delle previsioni del futuro. Questo lo fanno le persone che sono psichiche, per cui ovviamente lui fa anche delle letture psichiche alle persone che hanno bisogno di sapere se questo progetto va in porto piuttosto che quell'altro. Ok, I think we have another question. Kat is asking. Okay. Whether you have somebody who comes, no, she wants to know whether in a medium reading, in a medium sittings, or in your life, you have met some very important people that come from the past. She says like Napoleon or whoever. Like I don't know, really, I don't know what she's asking, but kind of that.
Yeah. I would say I haven't met any kind of famous people. However, I have done readings where people who were famous were coming through. So never like people from history or anything like that, but I have had where, someone I maybe would look up to or something, or a celebrity or something, and have had them come through in that way because someone knew them, right? So it's about the connection to the person. Spirits aren't just floating around saying like, hey, I want to talk to you.
Ok, ha detto che lui non ha mai avuto personaggi storici del passato, ma ha avuto comunque delle celebrità, delle persone che hanno fatto parte del mondo del cinema, ma sono arrivate solamente perché c'erano le persone che andavano a consultarlo, che evidentemente le conoscevano in vita, e quindi erano andate lì per salutarlo, per in qualche modo far capire loro che erano lì. Ok, then... Okay. Therefore, I also would like to ask you, there are so many mediums these days. I mean, everybody can, I've kind of encountered so many mediums, and of course,
Yeah.
some of them are really kind of come out in the spotlight. Like,
Sure.
I'm sure that at some point you are going to be like one of the most famous one in America, because not only you have been studying with the top mediums, but also because I just feel that, and therefore I want to.
Oh, thank you.
Ho detto che ci sono tanti medium oramai nel mondo e volevo sapere quali erano le caratteristiche per un medium di emergere rispetto agli altri, e poi gli ho detto che ho sentito che lui un giorno diventerà un medium molto famoso perché non solo ha studiato con i medium più importanti, ma anche perché è una persona che riesce a far fluire l'energia molto molto liberamente. Yes, go ahead.
I've been very, very lucky when it comes to my development and my, I've always felt that the Spirit has really taken good care of me by opening doors to very well-known people that can help me as I grow and develop not just my own mediumship, but then also my career as well with it.
Ha detto che lui ha avuto la fortuna di incontrare i medium più importanti nel mondo, ne ha nominati qualcuno: Gordon Smith, James Van Praagh, Eileen Davis, per cui questi qua sono tutti i suoi tutor, per cui evidentemente l'universo, come dicevo io poc'anzi, gli sta dicendo che, and that's why I told you that because you have been studying with all these people, therefore I feel like that is the right route to take. I mean, that's the way you're going. That's what I meant. Okay.
Well, thank you, and I feel very, very, very blessed. And I told the other world, if I was going to do this, what I would commit my life to working for you, as long as everything was clear, accurate, and specific. And they led me to the right people so that could be developed, I feel.
Quindi lui ha chiesto all'universo: ok, io faccio questo lavoro per voi, ma voi dovete mettermi, dovete fare in modo che io ogni volta che do le informazioni siano più dettagliate e più accurate possibili. Per cui lui a questo punto ha visto che l'universo fluidamente gli portava a conoscere e a studiare con i migliori medium che c'erano in quel momento sulla piazza. Per cui, ripeto, and you have also been studying with James Van Praagh?
I have never taken a class from James. We've just worked together.
Oh, ok. Oh. Adesso che non ha fatto mai una classe con James Van Praagh, che è uno dei medium più importanti americani, vi esorto ad andarlo a trovare. Ma ha detto che ha lavorato insieme a lui, quindi anche questo è molto importante. Do you have a specific guide that you work with? I mean, do you kind of call upon a specific guide, or you have several? And when you do have mediumistic contact with the people that you got in front of you, how do you do it? I mean, in the sense that some people go into sitting in the power, some other people just go and go forward. Ho chiesto a lui se lui ha una guida in particolare, se ha diverse guide, quando lavora con le persone che si trova davanti, se queste persone, se lui appunto va in meditazione, piuttosto che comincia a mantrare, piuttosto che si mette in contatto subito con la persona che ha di fronte, la persona che viene per questa persona. Yes.
Yeah. So I do have a guide that I work with that has given me, earlier on in my development, he gave me a lot of information about who he was, and then I was able to validate that this was a living person who existed. And so I do know him. I believe I have other guides, but I don't know them. I only know how they feel. I don't know anything about them, if that makes sense.
E lui c'ha una guida che è arrivata nella sua vita e che gli ha dato delle evidenze per dirgli che lui sarebbe stata la sua guida, che l'avrebbe accompagnato durante tutto il suo percorso di medianità, non solo mentre studiava ma anche mentre faceva le sedute. E quindi questa guida, che lui pensa di aver conosciuto in vita, è una guida che lo aiuta. And how do you conduct a mediumship session?
So anytime before I'm going to be doing readings for the day, I always sit. So I'm the type that sits in the power. I think that's one of the most important things that you can do to develop your mediumship.
Yeah.
And so I will sit, kind of move my awareness into that space just so that I become sensitive to the atmosphere around me.
Dice che come insegnano al college all'Arthur Finney College significa sitting in the power, significa sedersi nel proprio potere personale. Quindi questa è una cosa che tutte le persone che studiano al college imparano. Sedersi nel proprio potere personale significa meditare, stare completamente in silenzio e immobili, e fare in modo che questa parte, quindi la parte del chakra della corona e del terzo occhio, si aprono, si spalancano, e per avere una consapevolezza maggiore appunto per gli spiriti. Yes, and then what?
And then once I have the person there in front of me, I'm going to just take a few moments just to allow my mind to just be open and neutral to whatever is there. And so I'm just feeling into that, waiting for the spirit to come, and then they do, hopefully.
E così quando c'è la persona davanti a lui apre questa parte della mente e fa scorrere tutta l'energia, e naturalmente poi a un certo punto sente, percepisce che qualcuno è arrivato, e quindi poi lui comincia a parlare con la persona che sente alla persona che è davanti, che ha davanti. Okay, Laura is asking a question. She's asking, when she has a sensation that she has already been in a place, been in a city, and the sensation that she's not alone, or even if she feels like there is some kind of danger beforehand, what does that mean, you think?
She just may be tuning into sort of a spiritual, intuitive sort of awareness. So assuming that, that's not constantly happening all the time, because then that's a totally different thing. But if that is occasionally happening, I think that that's just her being kind of sensitive to the more psychic energies that are around her.
Okay.
It's very easy for us to do that. Feel into those kinds of things.
Yeah. Laura dice che se tu senti questa cosa, non sempre, ma solo quando qualche volta vai in certe città o in qualche luogo, è perché sei allineata alle energie di questo luogo, e quindi riesci a percepire i luoghi del posto dove sei. E poi, then we have another question before. Okay, this is Mina, she's asking whether you actually physically see the spirits.
Yeah, so that's called clairvoyance, or it could be objective clairvoyance, where you see them outside of yourself, but ultimately all of it is happening in your head anyway. But I personally, when I'm working mediumistically, don't see very much. I mostly feel, or I hear, or I'll sort of know. But occasionally I'll see, but generally I don't really see. I mostly just feel them. When I'm working psychically, though, that I see a lot.
Dice che quando lavora mediumisticamente lui non vede gli spiriti, ma li percepisce, quindi percepisce e sa il messaggio che deve dare. Invece ci stava spiegando che, and so instead when you work psychically, what do you see?
Yeah, so if I'm working psychically, I work a lot with colors. So I'll see the colors in the aura and in the energy of the person. And through working with those colors and how they impact me, combining with feeling, I'm able to tell what's going on where in someone's life and that sort of thing.
E dice che invece quando lui lavora psichicamente, aspetto ancora altre domande, per cui per piacere fatele, quando lui lavora psichicamente invece vede i colori dell'aura, vede i chakra, vede che cosa succede nella persona in quel momento, che cosa la persona sta andando, che cosa la persona sta attraversando in quel momento, quindi psichicamente è così. Carlo is asking you whether you think that you were born with this gift.
That's a good question. Whether or not I was born with it, I wasn't aware of it until later. And I feel that one of the really great mediums of the past, Gladys Osborne Leonard, says that it's mediumship and that sort of thing is just in varying levels within each person, right? And so how close is it to the surface? I think mine was pretty close. I just had to tap into it, basically.
Ha detto che lui, una bella domanda questa, ha detto che lui non sa se è nato con questo dono, però una medium famosa dice che tu quando sei medium ci sono diversi strati, e lui dice che secondo la sua percezione era vicino a questo strato dove poi avrebbe sviluppato la sua medianità. What was the medium you were telling us about?
Gladys Osborne Leonard.
Okay, that one. Gladys.
Gladys Osborne Leonard. She's an amazing trance medium of the past.
Yeah,
She was known as the Queen of Spiritualism.
I think I've heard of her actually. Yeah, possibly I've heard. C'è questa medium Gladys Osborne Leonard, che poi potete andare a vedere, che è stata la madre della spiritualità, della medianità, scusate, inglese. Allora, then we have Sabrina again. Quando si sente di quello che sono come e da cosa si comincia a. When you feel like you have this gift, not you in particular, but in general,
sure.
How do you feel like you want to develop this mediumship gift that you've had?
Absolutely. So if you feel you have something, I highly recommend you find a mediumship group. If you don't have something around you, you can always find an online group, because that also can work. I've just recently started teaching online as well, so I find that it actually does work. So you can do that also. But definitely you want to be learning under a developed medium who knows what they're doing. That's one of the big things. And then the other thing is sitting in the power.
Yes, dice che la cosa più importante da fare è unirti a un gruppo di medianità, cercarlo con un insegnante che ha un buon dono, per cui potresti cercare di pensare di provare prima questo. Quando hai trovato questo gruppo di persone puoi cominciare a studiare con loro, oppure addirittura farlo online. Adesso sapete si fa tutto online, e dice Michael che lui ha cominciato a fare proprio un gruppo, prima era un po' incerto, ma adesso ha cominciato a fare un gruppo di medianità proprio online, e quindi proprio questo. We are hi Giuliana, ciao Giuliana. We have Giuliana Matos, who is a medium from Brazil. She lives.
Oh, fabulous!
Yeah, she lives in Italy, but she's from Brazil. Roberta is also asking that when she's around, when she's almost kind of waking up, she feels like there are phases coming closer to her, and she wants to know why they are approaching her.
Sure. So that can be a couple things. As we're waking up, our mind is still sort of in this dreamlike state, and also our normal waking is sort of in that transition period. And you can have, psychic-y sort of experiences there, or mediumistic experiences, but I tend to attribute those more to just a natural, our mind is just kind of in that transitional period, but it is possible that the spirit can try to come to you.
Hold on.
I'll let you say that, yeah.
Dice che potrebbero essere due cose. La prima è che durante il dormiveglia si avvicinano degli spiriti a noi, così che noi li possiamo vedere, ma lui tende a pensare che è più una cosa della mente analitica, per cui quando noi ci svegliamo siamo ancora in quella fase di dormiveglia e vediamo dei volti che magari appartenevano ai nostri genitori piuttosto che ai nostri nonni, e quindi li vediamo vicini. Ma forse tendiamo più a pensare che invece sono degli spiriti che vogliono parlare con te o che sono intorno a te in quel momento.
Yeah. And I would just add to that when we have those kinds of experiences, I think it's important just to take note of them, but really we don't have to give too much credit to them until they're actually giving us something that can be validated. So it's just more of an interesting thing to take note of. But obviously we want to have validation for anything that we experience.
Thank you. Dice che è importante anche pensare, Roberta, è importante pensare che quando queste cose succedono, di non prenderle troppo sul serio, di non dare troppo importanza. Solo quando uno spirito si avvicina molto a te, ti chiede, ti dà un'evidenza di una persona che è vissuta piuttosto che no, o ti dà un'evidenza, qualsiasi tipo di evidenza, allora magari puoi prendere questa cosa più sul serio, altrimenti lascia andare tutto ciò. Then we have another lady or somebody else who wants to ask a question. Hold on. Okay, we've asked that. Okay, do you believe in reincarnation?
I do, and I do because there's a lot of evidence to support it. With regards to children remembering past lives, there's even cultures that in their culture they often ask their kids, like, what do you remember about your past lives? And they often remember accurate and specific information. So yes, I very much do.
There is a kid that I know that in Naples, where I also live, who is 5, but since he was 3, going around Naples, you know, I was holding his hand and he said, oh, I built this, I built that with my friends. So he remembered being an architect in some other times. Ha detto sì, ricredere nell'incarnazione, anche perché ci sono tanti bambini oggi che si ricordano del passato, delle vite passate, e quindi sì, assolutamente crede alla reincarnazione. Okay, then Carlo keeps saying that the fundament of mediumship is meditation. Laura keep asking questions, but it's good because no one does. Well, because they're all waiting for something else, I guess.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yeah.
Laura is asking whether what the animals kind of, when they kind of look, you know, to an empty space, what are they looking at?
Oh, okay. That I can't necessarily say because I don't necessarily know, but I do think that animals are more sensitive to those kinds of things. Particularly cats is something that I feel, but I'm sure other animals are as well. That they're more sensitive. They're more attuned to maybe what we're not attuned to.
Yeah. Dice che lui non lo sa, non sa rispondere a questa domanda perché in realtà non lo sa, ma ha sentito che i gatti sono molto intuitivi, per cui pensa che appunto i gatti riescono a vedere gli spiriti nella casa dove abitano. Michael, I really would like to ask you, can you give us an example on how you sit in the power? No, I don't want you to sit in the power, but just tell us how you do.
Sure. Yeah, so basically the way that I would do it is I would sit down, I would breathe, I would close my eyes, and I would set an intention. So I just send a prayer to my helpers and to the spirit, and I offer to them. Oh, sorry, go for it.
Ho chiesto a Michael come fa a mettersi in meditazione. Come dicevo, all'Art of Healing College si chiama Sitting in the Power, per cui sedetevi nel proprio potere personale. Quindi lui ci sta facendo vedere, ci sta dando un esempio di come si fa. Quindi dice che bisogna sedersi molto confortevoli su una sedia. Yes, so you sit on a comfortable chair, and then what do you do?
And so I'll sit down, and then I'll do a prayer, and I'll just offer to the spirit, you know, this is your time. I'm not trying to get anything. I'm not trying to do anything. All I want to do is just be still and quiet and just offer that intent to them. Like, just basically you're offering this time for whatever it is needed for you from them.
Ok, dice che e poi offre una preghiera, fa una preghiera e gli dice questo è il mio tempo con voi, non ho intenzione di ricevere nessun messaggio, ma sono qui con voi per aprire la mia mente e fare in modo che io possa sempre crescere spiritualmente e and therefore?
And then I would bring my awareness, after breathing for a little bit, I would bring my awareness to my central part of my being. Some people, if they don't know where that is in themselves, they can just bring their awareness to their heart.
Quindi poi lui porta la sua consapevolezza dall'alto verso l'interno del suo corpo.
And then I would just intend that would expand, and I would just let that sort of expand to surround me, so that I start to become aware of the atmosphere. First it will fill me, and then when I'm ready, it'll expand to the atmosphere around me.
E quindi poi lui sente proprio questa energia che entra dentro di lui e quindi lo fa espandere non solo dall'interno del suo corpo, quando questa energia lo ha completamente riempito, quindi questa energia poi esce dal suo corpo e lui sente proprio l'espansione, dice che la sente veramente molto, molto sottile, ma nello stesso tempo anche ampia, espansa. Ecco. Yes.
And then once I'm feeling that, because for me it's not about just imagining it, it's about waiting until you feel the tingles, the sensations, whatever it is, you want to feel that as it's happening.
Dice che per lui non è solo l'immaginazione, perché lui vuole proprio sentire quando questa cosa succede, per cui magari sente un formicolio, sente qualche cosa, che la sua energia si sta espandendo veramente, magari sente, ascolta delle cose nelle sue orecchie. Yes.
And then once I'm kind of in that nice open space, I just intend, invite the spirit. And sometimes I'll use the idea of a white light or something to just be here. And then I just stay in that
E
space.
quando poi lui è riempito, no, di questa energia, allora magari comincia a chiamare l'energia bianca e vede questa grande energia bianca che gli attraversa il centro della fronte e si espande, si espande, si espande intorno a lui. Yes.
And then you just wait and you just stay there in that stillness and you just breathe. And if thoughts and things come, don't grab onto them. Just let them be and just relax into it. Accept everything that's happening in the moment.
E dice che poi se arrivano dei pensieri, magari lasciateli andare, non pensate, non vi aggrappate a questi pensieri o ai problemi, lasciate andare e non pensate a nulla, lasciate che tutto arriva da solo. Yes.
And then you just stop whenever that feeling lifts off you. So basically you'll feel this sort of heaviness or this sort of awareness that comes upon you, and then eventually that will just lift off of
Quindi
you.
che poi voi pensate e sentite questa consapevolezza di energia che arriva e quindi poi lo lasciate andare anche da dietro, per cui voi rimanete completamente in questa energia un po' sospesi nel sentire l'energia che arriva, nell'essere riempiti di questa energia meravigliosa che appunto vi connette con il vostro io interiore.
And if all of that feels a little bit too complex for you, the easiest thing to do is to just focus on the feeling of love and just let that fill you and expand around you.
E dice che se questa cosa per voi sembra eccessivamente tanta, allora concentratevi solamente sul sentire questo grandissimo amore, quindi questo grandissimo amore che si espande nel vostro cuore, proprio energeticamente parlando. Yes.
So that's what I would say as far as how to sit in the power.
Okay.
And I've created also some sitting in the power tracks that I'll be putting on my website as well, so people, if they're interested in getting those.
And how long this lasts?
Yeah, so it just depends, but generally you can sit for as long as you want, as long as it lasts. So that's just going to vary. What's really cool about sitting in the power, and when you get really attuned to that power, there might be, you might be sitting and meditating, and then the phone is about to ring, and you'll feel that feeling lift off you right before the phone rings or the door opens or something happens. So it's amazing because you start to see that there's an intelligence with that power as well. So it's just following it. I would say at the most, I wouldn't probably sit longer than an hour, but people do. So, but as little as 10 minutes is fine.
Mm-hmm. Dice che può variare dai 10 minuti a un'ora questa meditazione, ma dice che quando voi siete veramente arrivati all'interno e sentite questa grande energia che vi espande, a un certo punto sentite proprio come se un'energia vi oltrepassasse e andasse a finire addirittura dietro e quindi vi porta lontani. Per cui dice che l'importante è essere sempre sereni, tranquilli, ovviamente col cellulare spento, ed essere lì connessi con questa grande energia. Do you perceive anything that you would like to say to one person in the audience at all?
I can just tune in and see if anything comes. I can't say that it will, but I'll just take a second, okay?
It will, I'm sure.
Here's a whale, I'm sure. Okay, let's see.
Le ho chiesto se vuole fare una lettura a uno di voi che è qui in ascolto o qualcuno, come l'altra volta è successo, che poi l'ha riportato a casa. E io ho detto sì, succederà, sono sicuro, però aspettiamo che lui si connetta.
Okay. I do feel I have a lady with me, and she feels to me as though she would be either a grandmother or mother. I'm not certain just yet. And as I feel her, I feel Isabella, or Isabel is somewhere in the name there.
Hold on, let me
Sure.
C'è una donna che potrebbe essere una nonna o una bisnonna che porta il nome di Isabella o Isabel. Se c'è qualcuno, lo scrivesse.
And as I'm feeling her, I know that she would have had several children, but I feel as though she would be here for a daughter of hers, is what I feel.
Ha avuto tanti figli, scusate, ma è qui perché vuole parlare con sua figlia, che evidentemente è qui con noi questa sera.
And I know that she would have also been, let me just see here. She's kind of coming closer here. For some reason, she's giving me like 1946 for some reason. There's something significant. I don't know if that's her birthday or something like that, but I feel like 1946 feels important here.
Dice che,
because that's what she keeps asking.
dice che sente un numero 1946 che è importante. Non sappiamo se è una data di nascita o qualcosa è successo in questo anno.
Okay. The other thing that she was just giving me, hold on, I'm just letting her come a little bit closer. The other thing that I was feeling was this sense of, I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if it's a name of a place, or a name of a person, but it's like Ronaldo or something. I just heard Ronaldo being said as I'm here with it.
There is a lady here, Adele. She's saying, "This is my mother."
Okay. Good.
So you feel the name of Leonardo or Rinaldo?
Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo. So I don't know if that connects with her in any way, but I do feel that.
Dice che sente un nome che viene detto che è Rinaldo. Non si sa se questo nome ha una connessione con questa donna.
Okay. As I'm feeling her, I know that she would have, obviously cooking and that sort of thing would have been a big thing. I know that with Italians, that's generally the case anyway, but I feel like that's a super important part of it. I know that she would have also been very much a stay-at-home mother. I feel as though that would have been her role in her life.
Dice che lei, questa signora, era una signora che, Isabella, era una signora che era molto casalinga e che cucinava molto bene.
And for some reason, she keeps showing me 3 kids. So I don't know if she was a part of those 3 kids, but I feel almost like there's a girl and then there's 2 boys or something like that. But I feel that that is as a part of that. And I feel those were the most important people to her in her life.
Dice che c'erano 3 figli, una bambina e 2 altri maschi.
And as I'm saying that too, I also feel that there would be, give me one second, what is that? There must be some sort of connection with either the sea or being near the sea or something like that, because she's just showing me, like, I don't know if that's boats or what that is, but she's just showing me, and I really see food for some reason. So she's just flashing me a lot of this sea stuff. So there must be a connection or something that she really loved about the sea or cooking with the sea.
Una connessione con questa donna con il mare, e dice che lei cucinava anche delle pietanze marine, pesce appunto. Adele is saying she's not my mom because she only had me as a child.
Yeah, so I didn't necessarily know that was going to be it, but I'm just going to give all this information and then we'll see if someone can take it at another time. Okay, so let me just see here. All right. And for some reason I keep getting the south. I keep getting the south with her, so like some part of the southern part of Italy is what I feel like, because I do feel like I'm in Italy as I'm talking about her.
Yeah, so
and I feel...
Dice che sente che è una persona che è vissuta nel sud dell'Italia.
Yeah. And then I also feel as though she would have, I know that there's something with the chest that would have taken her to the other side, so I'm not sure if that's the breast or if that's the lungs yet, but I do feel as though there's something here. I feels more like the lungs than anything else, so I know that would have been something that she would have had to use oxygen as she was older.
Sì, sente una pesantezza al cuore e dice che questa donna doveva usare l'ossigeno mentre verso la fine della sua vita. E Adele is coming back because she feels that it's her mom, although possibly she felt like when you said 3 kids, she was talking about her children, who are 3.
That could be.
One is in spirit actually, but her mother kind of loved these 3 kids like their own.
Okay. Yep. So it could very well be that. So as I'm continuing to work with her, I just feel. Let me just see what she wants to give. Hold on. What I really want to give is just this great sense of love. I know that it must have been quite some time since she passed, because it feels like there's a long gap there. But she wants to tell the person that this is for how much she is with her, how much she just wants to take her face and just like hold her face in her hands. And she's just giving all of this great love that she has for her. As I'm feeling this.
I do that with her sometimes because she's one of my Adele, non so se questa è tua mamma, ha detto che lei prende le sue mani e te le mette sul viso come se ti volesse accarezzare e dice che ti manda tanto tanto amore e quindi è come se lei ti volesse donare tanto amore. Ha detto non so, io sento che questa donna è andata nel mondo dello spirito un po' di tempo fa, ma dice che comunque lei è sempre con te, che ti protegge, ma ti manda tanto amore.
And I also know that November must be significant in some way, connected here as well.
Che il
Because she was just flashing me November, particularly the end of November.
Dice che il mese di novembre verso la fine è molto importante per questa persona.
Okay. And I feel as though, let's see. Okay, so as I'm talking about the two, I also feel another gentleman that she's referring to, and I don't know if he's here or there just yet, but I do get this sense of like, I feel like she's referring to the gentleman that is in this person's life, so I feel like he's here, and it feels to me as though, actually I'm not sure if he's here yet. So I feel like she's wanting to refer to a gentleman that would have been very significant for her in her life, and it feels to me, I don't know if that's a husband or a partnership or something like that, but it feels to me as though she's referring to him. Does that make any sense here?
This man is alive, is on the other side.
That's what I'm not sure yet. But you feel like he's on the other side. Would you understand that to be her partner or something who had passed?
Ha detto Adele, sente che c'è anche un uomo vicino a questa donna, potrebbe questo essere tuo padre? O, comunque lei sta portando anche un uomo vicino a lei. I'm asked, so she has to.
Sure.
Yes, he's the father of this woman we're talking about.
Okay, gotcha. Because I just feel, as I'm talking about this, I just can feel this other gentleman coming forward that wants to be known. Would she also understand the name of Pietro here with connected? And not necessarily his name, but I just feel Pietro is something to mention.
Dice c'è un nome, Pietro. Questo nome ha un significato per la tua vita? Pietro.
Okay, I'm just going to keep going here just so I don't like lose this here, but I just also want to add to, I feel very much, I want to say to this lady, that I feel there's a couple of things that they're wanting to just mention to her. One, just know that she's not alone, and that, you know, there's very much a sense of like newness that's happening around her, and I can feel this sort of like excitement that's building for her. And as I'm talking about this, I can just feel there's definitely a lot of this change that's going to be happening, and I feel almost like, I don't know if it's a celebration or something that's coming for her, but I feel like there's something moving up for her in where she's at right now. Like I feel like she's almost like a graduation or something like that, like she's growing in some way, and this feels really, really good for her.
Allora, ha detto che c'è una specie di celebrazione che sta avvenendo nella tua vita, come un cambio di energia, una trasformazione, come se tu ti stessi per diplomare, tra virgolette, ovviamente, nella vita, nel senso che come se tu stessi scalando una montagna, però alla fine c'è un grande cambiamento nella tua vita che avviene. Yes, this Pietro that you saw, it was an uncle of hers.
Okay, great. And also, so I just want to say, because I just feel for her, there was this, recently this time period of just sort of uncertainty about where she should be going with what she's doing. And I feel as though I just want to say that that's going to be resolving here. And I want to say, like, by the end of the summer, there's some sort of, I don't know if it's a trip or something like that, but I feel there's very much this growth thing that's happening for her. So I feel very positive for her about what's coming.
Dice che c'è una grande positività che arriva nella tua vita, dice che verso la fine dell'estate ti sentirai sicuramente più gioiosa e più contenta dentro, ecco. I want to ask you a question because I know Adele. Adele is a medium herself, and she has lost a child, and the child communicates through her, and she gives the most amazing written messages to people and helps all the mothers like hers who have lost children. Do you have a message from this guy at all?
I can see. I don't necessarily feel that person at the moment, but I can see. I just feel very much this sense of a positive thing that's coming for her, because I just feel something's about to, there's like a growth thing that's there. And I just can feel very clearly that there's almost like a moving up in some way. So I don't know if she's already in talks of, expanding her reach with all of that, but it feels to me very much that there's this sort of bumping up that's happening, particularly with whatever her work is, what you're saying is that. So, I think that there's definitely some opportunity for her that's going to be arriving very, very soon. So.
Lui sente che c'è una opportunità, non lavorativa, ma un'opportunità energetica per te di crescere, di elevarti, di trasformare ancora di più la tua energia. Quindi cerca di ascoltare queste parole che lui ti ha detto, perché le percepirai anche energeticamente parlando. Yes.
Okay, let me just see. I think that's it for right now. I'm not feeling a whole lot. It's sort of just kind of dying down there, but
really, really happy. Grazie, Michael.
Yeah.
And we really thank you. And is there anything else you want to tell us before you leave?
Anything else I need to tell you? Basically, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for this and letting me come on here and sharing this. And if anyone wants to follow any of my stuff, just go to mediummichaelmayo.com and different videos, different all kinds of things. So.
If you would be so kind to write it on the page here with those
Sure.
comments, so people can just link into that. That would be amazing.
Sure.
Because not many people speak English. Therefore, if they see it written down, it's much better.
Sure.
Well, I really hope
Sure.
that you enjoyed our interview today, and I really looking forward to seeing you sometime soon.
Fabulous, I hope so too.
Ok, grazie
Awesome.
a voi, salutiamo il nostro Michael e ci vediamo la prossima volta. Vi aspetto domani sera con Stuart Pierce. Ciao e buonasera.
Thank you.
Michael.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye bye.